Don't you just love when that happens? Okay, so the recording cut off. I'm going to pick up where I left off. So we talked about the Ma'at energy, the Queen of Sheba energy, uh, and I wanted to finish off the Queen of Sheba by saying she's the element of fire, and King Solomon and Queen Sheba sired King, what's his name? Menelik the First, okay? And he was an emperor in Ethiopia. So in Tarot, the emperor represents Aries, okay? So I'm going to associate this card with the Aries energy, all right? Then we're moving over here to Mama Jumbo. Shine, baby, shine, because you are divine. Rise and shine from your mind. I said shine. Rise and shine from your mind. Don't mind me, honey. I'm just being me. Okay? So the number 32 reduces down to the number 5. 5 represents change. Okay? The universe is ever changing. And so should we. All right? And Mama Jumbo here is, her element is bush, which we know the bush is the earth element. And I'm going to associate her with Capricorn because of the goat here. She's wearing the goat horns. Yes, the cap energy. Everybody love the cats. She's the goddess of shine. Okay, so it is your time to shine from your mind and be heard and be seen and be that star that you are predestined to be unapologetically. Understand? Yes. The cap energy is, they extremely hardworking. I have Capricorn predominantly in a predominant place in my natal chart. Yes, I do. But they're extremely hardworking, visionaries. They're natural leaders. They're trailblazers. Okay? They can move some shit. For real, for real. You know what I'm saying? So be that movement. Okay, and I am going to go back through and read from out of the guidebook for each one of these goddesses. All right, but anywho, continuing on with Capricorn energy, they're cautious in nature. You know what I'm saying? Their limitless resilience is just powerful. They have fearless ambition, and they can come off cold, cutthroat and unemotional and harsh. And that's just because they just ain't got time for the bullshit. Capricorns, they're about their business and they're about their money. So if you ain't on that vibration, then you about to get booted and scooted to the curb. They ain't got time for the bullshit. They don't have time to waste. Okay? Capricorn, the planetary ruler of Capricorn is Saturn. Saturn is dealing with time. So they about that. They're about that life. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to remind you that they're resilient. Okay? They're extremely hardworking. Okay? In anything, in any way, they busting that shit down. One by one. Probably all at the same time. The strength goat of a Capricorn, for real, I'm witness to it. People be like, what the hell? Where she get this fire from? Where she get this strength from? Okay? For me to know and your ass to find out. I ain't got time to be sitting up here schooling you, okay? And I ain't the one that sit up here and brag and boast about myself. If you paying attention, you'll figure it out. Okay? So, They're known also to age backwards, you know, and they have perspective. Another reason why they kind of can be, seemingly harsh and cutthroat. They got shit to do, and they put that shit in order. All right. So yeah, that Mama Jumbo shine is that Capricorn energy. All right. And also, Mama Jumbo is the temple of griots, which is the energy of just, your great storytellers, your your hysterians. Okay. So let's read from the guidebook about Mama Jumbo. Goddess Mama Jumbo glitters as guardian of the lush green forests of Guinea Bissau. If her name sounds familiar, it is because Mama Jumbo's name was misconstrued by colonizers and replaced with the term Mambo Jumbo, meaning gibberish. Still, she shines. Her guidance, you were born to shine. Be seen, be heard, be a movement. We need to know your name. We want to learn your dance. Embodiment. Daring to rise and shine starts with the courage to be seen and heard. Your story matters, and someone needs to hear it. Fear of shining brightly keeps you in the shadows, hiding and shrinking. There is no way to claim your voice and avoid rejection, criticism, and judgment, but you are not for everybody. So understand that. Stop trying to fit in people's boxes. You don't belong, and be okay with that. Okay? Whoever you meant to resonate with, so shall it be. If everyone likes you, you are not really being you. Exactly. I'm not a people pleaser. Okay? Declaration, I am ready to be seen and heard. I am ready to be seen and heard. Say it with me. I am ready to be seen and heard. Ashe. Now let's go on to Queen Sheba, number 36. Okay. As I say, she's the queen of Temple of Queens, the element of fire. She's the goddess of secrets revealed from Ethiopia. In the Bible, the wealthy queen of Sheba brings a caravan of gifts to King Solomon. The Ethiopian holy book reveals that she was their queen, Makeda, and that together they sired King Menelik I. The guidance she brings, open your eyes. Secrets are being revealed. It is safe for you to see the truth. Your inner wisdom is crystal clear. Embrace the truth, honey. Okay? Open up your that third eye and see what is, because it is what it is. The embodiment, you don't know what you don't know. Your creator, ancestors, spirits, and ascended masters are whispering to you, and this is divine intelligence. Ashe. Pay close attention. There are things you do not let yourself see. Allow yourself to see the truth. Don't second guess it. It is exactly what your intuition is telling you that it is. You know, that's one of the things that has always irked me. That's one of my pet peeves. Is when people say, "Well, maybe they are." I be want to say, "Shut the hell up." No, it is what it is. I had a step aunt, or have a step aunt, had to cut her out too, for her betrayal, her just deceptive ways and secret competition and all that. But I ain't got time for that. I'm gonna need you to work on yourself and get your shit together, okay? Because your slip is showing, and it's been showing for a very long time. So, however, you know, She would always want to give people the, oh well, maybe and it's right there in her, it'd be right there in her face, and she still be, well, maybe. I'd be like, listen, I don't live in illusion. I don't reside there. So I'm not gonna play this game of illusion with you. You can play that all by yourself. Okay? Bye-bye. So allow yourself to be guided. Choose your own path. In the declaration that Queen Sheba brings, I am connected to the divine. I am connected to the divine. I am connected to the divine. Ashe. Now, go, go and hit. I wish they're gone on. Why they still gotta be standing right there talking, running their damn mouth? You see? Yeah, just energy just come, you know? But however, they're my art, number 10. I have my window open, so. Okay, so the Maat is a goddess of giving and receiving from Egypt, the temple of conjurers. The element is air. Goddess Maat represents alignment, truth, and balance. Her name means order, and her father, Egyptian sun. Did I read this already? Okay, well, if I did, I'm reading the second time. Egyptian sun god Ra rose out of the chaos and put her in charge of divine justice. Her guidance, reset your harmonic balance. You are out of alignment. The sacred scales command you to give and receive. If you receive without giving, you are selfish and out of alignment. If you give without receiving, you are stuck in martyrdom and not and out of alignment. Okay, so it's all about balance. It's all about reciprocity. Okay, that's spiritual law. So embodiment up, giving and receiving is spiritual law and spell work. Okay, give time. So don't always associate spell work with the dark. It's something, um, bad. And as we know that there's really no good and bad, there's only consequences. You know what I'm saying? What you put in, you get out. What goes around comes around. That wheel of fortune, all that. Yeah. So give time, money, service, resources, and good vibes. If you are a generous giver, cultivate a practice of receiving. Okay? And, me naturally, I give. And I had to learn how to balance that out because I was an overgiving of myself. Okay? And I also was ashamed to receive. All right? And I had to break that. Because that was an imbalance. Okay? I had to go in and do the work on that and understand that I don't need to overgive. I can give and allow space, for others to learn whatever they need to learn, okay? And to, give on the other end, end of that giving and receiving, uh, that reciprocity, and and get out of that uncomfortable zone with receiving, you know. So now I receive with my arms and my heart wide open. Yes. And understanding. And I had to learn that I was worthy. I am worthy of receiving. So continuing. Receiving is a sacred feminine principle that makes many uncomfortable. Yes. Receive compliments, joy, support, pleasure, friendship, money, and love. They are all the same to spirit. Yeah, so the declaration, I give easily and freely. I receive freely and easily. Let's say that again. I give easily and freely. I receive freely and easily. Let's Let's say that one more time. I give easily and freely. I receive freely and easily. Yes, and remember, the temple of conjurers aligns with the reproductive organs. So, yes, us as women, that's how we give and receive through our sacred womb. Ashe, Ashe. So, there you have it. Ma'at is bringing divine justice by revealing these hidden secrets, okay? So that you can shine in your divine purpose. Shine from your mind and grow and be fruitful and multiply. Ground, bring balance with your sexy, resilient, and abundant self. Ashe. Also, Mama Jumbo puts me in the spirit of motherhood. Okay. Because of the earth, elements, and the grounding, and the abundance, and the fruitfulness, bringing forth fruitful children, okay? Birthing star seeds, birthing powerful children, okay? I call my 3 heirs my trio. I've always have. And during my spiritual journey, it was confirmation to me that I birthed some very powerful children. I mean, my goodness, you know. And I'm like, wow, well, if I gave birth to that, then who am I? Who the hell am I? You know? So this weekend is my eldest son's solar return. Yes, his sun sign is a Pisces, so very emotional, very intuitive, highly intuitive, very powerful in his own right. But I had to banish him a little over a year ago because of his betrayal, and I had to protect me. I had to protect my posterity, my legacy that I'm working so hard to build. And a few years ago, maybe mid 2021, when we were, moving out of a very toxic situation, me and my children, with a family member, my mother, so-called mother. Spirit spoke to me and said, would you be willing to walk away from your children if they interfere with your life's purpose, your divine purpose? And at that moment, a spirit of fear came over me and worry. And I'm like, wow, me naturally being a nurturer, family being very important to me. So my children are sacred to me. Children are sacred to me. And I said, yes, I would. So I was being prepared to what was to come. And he was able to be infiltrated. You see, when they've done all that they could to get to you and it failed, then they start, because first they start with your weaknesses, trying to see what your weaknesses are, if you have any, we all do. And trying to use those weaknesses. I fell for that in the past, you see. And actually, that is what thrust me into my spiral evolution, my spiritual journey, to conquer those weaknesses and turn them into strengths, okay? And alchemize them, okay? So they could no longer do those things. They could no longer bring agents in, disguised as lovers, karmic, what they say, karmic exes, karmic lovers, false twin flames, all that type of stuff. Um, Even with friends and family, you know. So, hmm. So they went seeking family, okay? See, people are so hard up and hungry for money, they'll do anything for it. You'll sell your soul for anything. So they watch these people. They've been watching these people. And so they see their weaknesses and they see where they can come in at. Okay. So the last thing they did was attack my children, you see. Family was so very jealous of my relationship with my babies. Why? Because they saw how loving and nurturing I was as a mother. They saw that bond that I had with my children. No, things weren't perfect, but damn it, I meant well. And I was there for my babies. I never left my babies, no matter what I went through. I didn't give my babies up to nobody. My babies was always with me. My daughter would tell you. Sometimes I would tell her, "Do you remember when I was doing?" She like, "Yeah, Mama, I was with you." You remember when yeah, Mama, I was with you. You remember? Yeah, Mama. I said, well, yeah, that's that. I guess you was with me all the time. My sons too. I always had my children with me. I always took care of home. I always took care of my babies. We might not have had much money, but they didn't have holy clothes. They didn't have dirty, stinking clothes. They had food because Mama knew how to cook from scratch, okay? I knew how to make a loaf of bread. I knew how to make biscuits from scratch. I knew how to make pancakes from scratch. Do you hear me? Understand? I knew how to make spaghetti sauce from scratch, gravy from scratch. So I can conjure up a meal for my family. Understand? So I was teaching my family also. All right? My children. Then when I got out of Christianity and I was on a different path to enlightenment, I was teaching them certain things. Then I got into the holistic, realm, herbs and healing modalities and stuff like that. And I was putting that shit to use. My family didn't like it. They was even more jealous. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, I tell you, her father bought her all the princesses at the Disney store. He bought all the princess, uh, you know, dresses. And it came with the crown, the dress, the shoes, the gloves. They had gloves. If that princess was represented with wearing gloves. Every last one of them. And every last one of them on the shoes and the crown and the dress had a picture of that princess. And I said, that doesn't resonate with me. And I don't want that resonating with my daughter. So this is what we're gonna do. It was a project for me. I took a picture of her image, and I copied, made several copies, cut and paste a picture of her image in replace of the false princess. And I told her, "You're the real princess, baby. You're royalty. Do you see this space right here? You're the real princess, and you come from royalty." So if she gonna wear this, she gonna be representing that, something that is not of her. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I alchemized that. So those are the type of things I did for my children. My children had instruments, okay? My eldest son, he's into music. He actually had his first album that came out, I think it was in 2019, 2018, okay? He plays the piano. Um, you know, bought him his first organ, I think at age 12, that we still had till these recent years. The guitar, you know what I'm saying? Um, my second son, he played the what the hell, the trumpet and the piano, and my daughter the piano, the violin. Okay. Um, so yeah, and this was me as a single parent, putting in what I could into my babies the best way I knew how. I didn't always have the financial means, but I made do. And my home, my family was priority for me because I didn't put a job in front of that. I actually would not work so that I can be home with my babies. Okay. And I was a protector of my babies. Okay. I'm going to share another story with you with my eldest son. He was about maybe one. Yeah, just turning one. And I wasn't working at the time. And I remember having a conversation with him. And I told him, I said, "Son, um, mommy is going to be going back to work. And so we're going to have to get you potty trained so you could be independent, you know, and going to the bathroom, be able to do that on your own." So he was potty trained like within a week or two. Okay? Seriously. And I ended up, finding a job. So I found a daycare for him. It was a home daycare. I did my first day. And then my second day, we walking up to the walkway of the stairs of the house. And he clenched my leg so tight. It stopped me. And I stopped. And I looked at him and I said, "What's wrong?" He had this, fear in his eyes. And I'm like, okay. Somebody did something to my damn baby? Because I'm getting ready to go on the warpath. Okay. So I said, "You don't want to go?" He vigorously shook his head, "No." I'm like, okay. So I had to take a moment because what I was thinking wasn't good. What I wanted to do in that moment wasn't good. So I made a conscious decision to pick my son up. And I said, okay, I turned my ass around and I took me and my son home. I called that job and I told them that I have to depart. I have to resign. Then I called that motherfucking lady And I told her a thing or two, calmly, okay? But I put some things out there. Then I went to my son and I sat him down and we had a conversation. So I don't think that anything happened to him, but I think that he saw some things, okay? And as a Pisces, they internalize things. And certain things they see, they internalize that. So I think he saw some things that messed him up in the head. And me as a mother, I had to see that something was wrong with my baby. And this is more important right now than going to anybody's job, you see. So I suffered a little bit financially. And I remember when my son decided to betray his divine mother, he said to me that, I'm trying to understand why he's in this rage and in all this anger. He allowed certain entities to attach to him. This was on the spiritual and physical. This was on the flesh and the spiritual. So this anger wasn't his. Because the things he was saying, it's like, okay, you're living in the past though. You're living in the past. You can't live in the past. But he said something to me, basically that I gave him emotional support, but not practical support. And I'm like, well, what kind of shit is that? I gave you practical support the best way that I could. Okay? I wasn't a millionaire, a trillionaire, a billionaire. Not yet. Not yet. But it's in the making to be a trillionaire. Okay? People want to be like Elon Musk. Fuck Elon Musk. Okay? Mansa Musa. Did y'all forget? Please. Come on now. We're talking about that real wealth. Really. So, he said that to me. And he said some things to me. That let me know that he sold his soul for some damn money. For some damn money. And I had another incident with him about money. And I told him, you gotta get this money thing together. Whatever you battling with money, you gonna have to deal with that. Because see, money make you funny. And I don't like it. Okay. So his son returned this weekend. And he's battling with some things spiritual and racial, of course, will manifest in the physical because as above, so below, as above, so below. And he has been very volatile, disrespectful, dishonorable, hateful, speaking word ritual to and about his divine mother. To a point that if I was operating on his level, I would have to take him the fuck out. And this is my oldest son, my firstborn. So I had to do my work. I am doing my work from afar. But And this is, I had this problem with him and my daughter, them two. But people were jealous of my relationship with my babies. They wanted to interfere in my life with my children. They wanted to interfere in my life with my heirs. Family, they were used to come up against me, to betray me, happily. You see what I'm saying? And if my babies were younger, they would have tried to do that whole, uh, uh, what's that damn entity called? Child Protective Services. They would have tried to, but they're of age, so they couldn't do that. Because they do that a lot with, us divine ones and our young babies. They try to take our babies away. And some people have had their babies taken away with false charges. So they couldn't do that. So they turned them against the things my eldest son was saying were crazy. And I sit and I listen, because you won't tell me. Okay? Because I'm reading your energy. I don't deal with people, I deal with their energy. So recently he contacted my daughter and he wanted to see us all. And I wasn't going to just allow that to happen with me. Now they could do what they want to do, but me, it ain't going to be that much things in him. I'm on a whole another level, in a whole another dimension. And I understand and understand reciprocity and how to balance that out and give it and receive it. So, no, I'm in my Queen of Swords energy, my Empress energy, okay? My High Priestess energy. Come on, I can keep going, but that's where I am. So you're not gonna come empty-handed. It ain't gonna be that easy for you, you're gonna come to me correctly, with respect, in honor, and with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the motherfucking truth. Or you better keep your ass away. And continue to work on yourself. And if you haven't started working on yourself, start. Because this is the wrong era for anybody to be fucking around. If you fucking around, you're gonna get fucked around by the universe. Believe that. And you're gonna get fucked up by the universe. Because that's the time we in. If you ain't know upright and righteousness. If you ain't in order, you're gonna get put in order. Because this is coming out. Okay? So I use my divine intelligence to see what was going on. Yeah, I see it. But before, if I did decide to allow you to re-enter my energy, that's how he would have to come. Because he had done some foul things to his mother. Because somebody told him to. He looking for temporary monetary gains. and that understanding, he comes from royalty. And fine, we get his, stuff together to tap into that royal abundance, that infinite abundance, that divine abundance. Understand that his connection with his mother, okay, is the gateway to that. Because see, he has a divine mother. He don't have no ratchet mother out here, don't give a fuck about their children, just doing anything, fucking for money, doing all that. No, dear. Have you forgotten from who you came? Have you forgotten the love and the nurturing that I gave? The protection naturally? The support? You see, my son is extremely intelligent. You see, very powerful. I wanted him to be the astrologer because he's very good with reading the cosmos, very in tune with that. He's taught us a lot. Okay? He can have this militant spirit also. It's just funny, he can come off to be kind of mean because he don't like to be bothered, especially if he's in his music or something. Don't bother him, please. He want to be bothered when he want to be bothered, okay? And they're very silly and fun in nature, but when he have on his serious cap, you may not want to fuck with him, okay? So yeah, he would, as a child, he would get in his emotions about, he would go through his time, and then I had to sit and listen to him and hear out, try to fill out, and hear what he's trying to convey, what he's saying. You know, he was a scholar, and throughout school, that was a no-brainer there. Teachers would be like, well, we don't know really what to do with him. He needs something more challenging. Yeah, he ended up going to University of Michigan studying architecture. He kind of left that. I think he had like a year or so to go. And yeah, for certain reasons, and just the racism that goes on, and stuff like that. And, I don't know if he'll ever go back to finish, It may be something he may need to do just for his own satisfaction, just to say, I finished what I started, that type of thing. I support my children. I've always have supported them in anything that they wanted to do, as long as it was, they were, not doing anything to harm anyone, you know. But yeah, so he's very creative, Yeah, he was studying architecture at U of M, okay? So he naturally has a talent for building, drawing. He's good with that also. Um, my daughter as well, you know. Um, so he was the one, or he is the one, okay, to build Mom's Birthing Center. That birthing healing circle is supposed to be built by my firstborn. And it is going to be built by my firstborn once he get his shit together. Because you can't have my children, okay? And they also wanted to bring something out of me, okay? Because it was so many, when I was going through this spiritual journey, it was so, uh, they were conjuring up conflict and death and all these things, to uh, appear in my life. And they knew, or they thought that if they attacked my children, uh, and they, start doing things to my children, that I would react in a negative way. And it would add to the slander and the defamation that they tried to put on me. Okay. And that's still showing up now with some things that I'm dealing with.